So the news broke this week that Ollie Watkins is on Manchester United's striker shortlist. United reportedly had Watkins on the shortlist all the way back in 2023 prior to deciding on Rasmus Hojlund. Yay. The evidence for Watkins was much clearer. They obviously went with what they thought was more of a project. But I reckon it's even clearer now. And this is an opportunity for United to take advantage of Aston Villa's financial troubles. Sales are going to be necessary for them, and a move for Watkins could make him the second high-profile star to leave Villa Park in the course of just a year, following Jhon Duran. At this stage, I think it's just a check call on Watkins, and that's according to Laurie Whitwell. I think any movement on this one's expected to be as the window progresses, but the prospect of signing a centre forward with the experience and the pedigree of Ollie Watkins absolutely should interest United fans at the very least. Now, when this news broke, I covered it in a reaction video. The chat in the comments was extremely mixed. People talking about his price, not asked. As long as you get him and it doesn't affect other signings, not asked. Like, if it's 50, 60 million pound, not asked. People like, wouldn't pay more than 30 for him. I don't know what year you think it is. You're not paying that no more. There's just no one available for that no more. 30 million's getting you Delap, and that's only getting you that because he's got a release clause in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's 50, 60 million. That's the new 15 million pound signing now. It's just the way it is. But people were mixed. Some people were like, Rashford benched him. Not really. Not really. In a couple of games, because let's be honest, not really, innit? Now, in terms of his profile, no matter what your thoughts are on the deal, this is a player that has got Premier League experience, and he does bring consistent goals. In terms of his stats, he's a little bit under his XG, like a goal or two a season, not drastically, but he's a little bit under his XG. Suggests he has a couple more bites of the cherry than you would hope. Certainly wouldn't call him a dead-eye clinical finisher with those sort of stats, but, he scores and he gets chances. His evolution as a centrepiece of Aston Villa's attack has seen him develop from a bit of a raw channel runner into a bit of a robust sort of all-round goal scorer. He does want to play. He seems to love the pressure. He seems to love the physical nature. The quotes from him and about him make it appear that he's a great bloke, and obviously he's a good forward. He's 29 years of age, 30 pretty soon, so that's something to consider. 75 goals in 184 games for Villa in the Premier League. He's reached double figures in each of his last 5 seasons. Seen by some as transfer target most likely to be a reliable source of goals in England's top flight, according to The Athletic, which is a hell of a... certainly not going on a bumper sticker. 24 goals and assists in the Premier League during the last campaign, only behind Isaac and Erling Haaland amongst the strikers. Like, this is pedigree. And yes, he's not that young. There's reasons perhaps why it hasn't been entirely plain sailing, why he's a potential sell for Aston Villa, not just because they're in money troubles. But I think he represents a really good opportunity for us.
Let me tell you a little bit of something that I've learned in my experience working in construction. It can be an absolute headache. You're trying to juggle invoices, you're trying to juggle deliveries, you're trying to juggle manpower, and it can all get a little bit too much. Let me introduce you to Priceworks. It's a little bit of kit that's going to sort out everything for you. And I wish I had this when I was on site. Whether you're pricing up jobs, sending invoices, or you're sorting the materials out, Priceworks has got your back. Trust me, no more messing about, just cracking on with the work. Let the software take care of all the paperwork. And it's bang on for all trades. Whether it's plumbers, roofers, scaffolders, landscapers, Priceworks keeps everyone top of their game. And here's the best bit, you can directly support my channel and help your business run smoother on site by going checking out Priceworks. Let Priceworks give you a hand. Sign up at the link in the description, and trust me, you're gonna wonder how you ever managed without it. Priceworks, build your business better at priceworks.co.uk.
Now, if you had to break down his game, I would say his game can be described as the focal point. If he were to move to United, he would bring a very balanced, dynamic game that United just have not had in any of our recent forwards. He does bring that channel running. He does bring the inbox threat. There is an aerial danger with him. He's He's not huge, but he plays like a fairly big guy. You know, he keeps defenders on their toes. He's got great movement in the box. He is a fear-inducing forward that can deter a team from getting a bit too giddy when they're defending. Teams do not see Rasmus Hojlund as any level of threat. They are more than happy to just try and contain him with less force than they would with a danger man like Ollie Watkins. Defenders would push up against him. Midfielders would be more than comfortable trying to push up against him. You know, with Watkins, or any proven goal scorer for that matter, that changes. By pinning back a defender, by pinning back a couple of defenders, by making them worry about your runs as you pull off into the channel, especially if you've got Matheus Cunha, you've got Bruno Fernandes, hopefully Brian Mbeumo, Ahmad, you know, they get room to start operating then. Players' deeper positions start to become less congested. There starts to be very obvious passing opportunities, very obvious passing lanes. And the end result is one that looks like a fluid, free-flowing attack. His performances at Villa show that he is no slouch when it comes to involving the players around him. He's got a real strong number of assists. That could be a major boost to what you're getting out of Mbeumo and out of Cunha, should you get Mbeumo over the line as well. I think he's a reliable, proven centre-forward. And Ineos are obviously trying to target Premier League attackers for whatever reason, right? I don't know if that's the famed Bundesliga exchange rate, but there's a very specific thing happening here with United. Whether it's Delap, Mbeumo, Watkins, or Cunha, the club are very clearly going for Premier League experience. That seems to be what they're aiming for. Obviously, Watkins is another target that fits into that mould. He would be the oldest of the Ineos signings. It's a factor. It's not nothing, but I think a deal for him remains more than on the sensible side. I think he's a piece that could really tie United's attack together. He could be a reliable outlet for goals. He could be a reliable outlet to link play. And I think his older age could be a benefit, even though I know some people are already going to look at Cavani, Ibrahimovic, Cristiano, and they were in a literal other phase of their career than he is. You know, I think the experience is a positive thing. And I think it's less risky than a young, unproven prospect that we've plucked from, you know, a foreign league. The structure of the deal is the tricky part to pin down. In January, it was reported that Arsenal held talks over Watkins. Villa wanted 60 mil. Arsenal thought it was worth 40. The deal never got even close to completion. Villa are still said to value Watkins more towards 60. And another productive season for Villa means that plus 3 years left on his contract. If they're saying 60, they're going to want close to 60, if not the full 60. Is this something that we think we should be tempted by? If you didn't comment on the last video, please comment on this one because I'd like to know your thoughts. Outside of that, are you happy with the profile, the quality, the pacing? Is there any concerns you've got in terms of tactics? Or do you think he works? Or would you just prefer someone younger or someone else? Let me know in the comments. I think it's a good option. See you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.